Welcome back to Green is Good. This is the Green Festival edition of Green is Good here in downtown Washington, D.C. And we've got the Compost crew with us today. We've got Brian, Ryan, and Kevin with us today.
That's right.
They are the Compost crew, and to learn more about them, you can go to www.compostcrew.com. Guys, welcome to Green is Good. Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about the three of you and the Compost crew. How did you get it going, and what is the Compost crew?
Well, first of all, John, thank you very much for having us here.
Happy
it's a
to have
pleasure
you
to
here.
be here.
Yeah.
So the Compost crew is a brainchild of Brian and myself. We have known each other since we were 5 years old, been best friends, and went to different colleges. While we were at university, developed a very strong passion for sustainability as a core value that really drives the decisions that we make.
Where'd you grow up?
We grew up in Bethesda, Maryland, just down the road.
Silver Spring, Maryland.
And where'd you guys go to college?
I went to Vanderbilt University.
And I went to Ohio University.
Ohio University.
Bobcats.
The Bobcats.
The Buckeyes.
Okay, gotcha. And so you came back together.
Right.
And when did you launch Compost Crew?
So we spent about a year after school just doing odd jobs and trying to figure out how could we start a business together, right? So Brian had a do-it-yourself project, doing composting in the backyard.
Right. Trying to green up my own living situation, gardening and composting. And as I was trying to compost in my own backyard, I found it kind of difficult to actually be successful at it. And so I did some shopping around on the options I had for composting and realized there wasn't much of a delivery or pickup service like what we provide in the area. And so we spoke about it, Ryan and I, and developed this idea, and everything fit at the right time, and we launched in May 2011.
May 2011. So
Yes,
now
sir.
we're basically 4 years in.
Yep.
And so talk a little bit about what Compost Crew is and how big is the Compost Crew now after 4 years?
Okay, so the Compost Crew is an at-home pickup service for your food waste. So think of another recycling service, but
Okay.
you put all of your organics in a bin. We come by, pick up every week, do the composting for you at a local farm or composting facility, and then
Great.
return finished compost back. So it's closing the food loop and is just a great environmental service.
And where'd you launch it? Which community?
Bethesda was our main starting point. We got a slot at the Bethesda Central Farmers Market, and that's where we got most of our original or starting customers. And from there, we've kind of grown out into southern Montgomery County. We're in DC now, all of DC. We are expanding into Baltimore, and at the end of the summer, we hope to expand into northern Virginia.
So it's growing.
Yes.
We have about 2,000 homes served today, every week.
Every week.
Yes.
Wow. And when you started it, how did you raise the money originally? You guys had just been out of college pretty much, and did you do social media to raise the money? Family, friends? How did you do this?
The trick was, John, we just didn't value our time very highly. So we didn't take a salary for a while.
That's okay.
And our friend had a truck, or his parents had a truck, and we were able to get a very favorable lease agreement with them, which allowed us to launch, and that's really what we needed. And then the time to do the pickups and sell the service. So
Best friends since 5.
that's exactly right.
So how many people do you have now, like Kevin, on board helping to service these 2,000 homes every week?
So we have a full-time driver, we have a part-time driver, and we have Kevin is our crew leader. He's a business leader with us. We joined a few months ago and has just been an amazing asset for us. And then we have 2 or 3, it kind of rotates, crew reps that help us out on weekend events like this, farmers markets in the area to help grow our business. So all said, I guess we have a team of about 6 or so.
6 that takes care of 2,000 homes?
That's
The
exactly.
driver and the part-time driver do all the pickups, so it's only 2 people doing 2,000 homes.
That's exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, well, we make it work. Optimization, route optimization.
Obviously, holy Toledo. So talk a little bit about the problem of how much food waste do we really have here in this great country in the United States, and what solution you've provided on a very local and growing level?
So we're talking about millions and millions of tons of food waste that is either put in a landfill directly to decompose anaerobically, releasing methane, carbon footprint. You've got, or it's being incinerated, or putting down the garbage disposal, leading to the issues we're seeing with water treatment at water treatment facilities. So we're talking about somewhere in the range of EPA estimates about 35% of our municipal solid waste stream that is consists of stuff that could be composted. So our solution is we will take it for you, put it right back into the food system where it can do the most good. Get the nutrients that would otherwise be sitting in a landfill, dormant for potentially millions of years.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What a waste.
Back in our food system. And in turn, getting our local food supply healthier, more resilient. The fields have more nutrients in them, so you don't have to cycle through as much with your crops of local farmers. So it's really a win-win-win.
How many, when you guys started this in May of 11, how many people were doing what you're doing in the United States? Was there a local composting service like yours made up of young people who wanted to run a mission-based business?
So in the U.S., there's the gambit. You got people in Boston that are riding bikes and with a little attachment to it, going around picking up compost from their neighbors and friends, which you admire what they're doing. But I always try to think of what's scalable, because I want to have the greatest impact. To in San Francisco, where you get fined if you have too much trash. They collect your compost, they collect your recyclables, and they have huge industrial scale commercial facilities. So all in all, you see them sprouting out pretty regularly these days in different little areas, metro areas, but maybe a dozen or two different areas have some.
What is what is the business proposition? Does the homes or the municipalities pay you to pick up for each of these homes?
A little bit of both. We work with municipalities that we started out just servicing homes, and there and grew in popularity, and the residents of the municipality, brought it up to their boards, and then we eventually got a contract with them. But a lot of our customers are just single-family homes or apartment dwellers that pay us a monthly service or a yearly service fee for our service because they believe in what we do and our mission as a company.
I'm seeing a theme here at today's Green Festival. Is this the first Green Festival, by the way, that you're doing?
That we've exhibited at, yep.
Yes. And how's the response been when you've been at the festival so far?
It's been very strong. Everyone's interested. We're getting a lot of backyard composters, as can be expected, so converting them to the service is a bit of a challenge,
right.
But you gotta love their
right.
the gumption. So.
But it's a great way for you to market your message, right?
Exactly.
Like-minded people.
Yeah, and what I've seen here at this festival is young people, your generation, millennials, who are loving what they're doing and are making the world a better place in so many different categories.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen such a group of great young people in so many different verticals of the sustainability revolution, all fired up.
Yeah.
And that's a great trend.
Absolutely.
For
We're happy to be a part of it.
Talk a little bit about how big can this go? What's the vision for the Compost Group? Can you franchise it? Can you just go out and raise a bunch load of money and make it a national deal? What's going on in your minds as you're house by house, community by community, growing your great brand?
So the vision is what we're doing in DC is trying to create a model. How do we most efficiently provide this service? How do we most efficiently get these nutrients back to where they matter, to local farms?
Right.
How do we grow the business? What's the most effective way to build a business? So the vision is to basically corner the market in DC, to make Compost Crew the residential food waste hauler of the DC metro area, and then either reinvest our cash flow if there's enough, or look for investors to replicate the model in other municipalities throughout the U.S., potentially abroad.
That's great. What do we have here in front of us? What is this here?
Oh, this is our kitchen bin, if you will, kind of the equivalent of your trash can that you have in your kitchen or in any room. And then we have a different bin, which is our curbside bin, which is the bin that we use
Go ahead, show it.
pickles. So you would separate as you're cooking into the smaller bin, and then as the smaller bin fills up, you'd empty it into the bigger bin, which is where we do our pickups from.
Got it. So smaller bin, bigger bin, and that's the bin that you pick up at 2,000 homes,
Yes?
and you drop off a fresh one.
No, we wipe down the bin and replace the compostable liners that we use.
And so they just keep that one.
Yep.
Got
It's
it.
odor sealed, so there's no pests or anything. Any worry about that or bad smell. So
Screw top like this, so.
served us very well over these past 4 years.
Was that already designed by somebody else, and you leverage that design?
Yeah, so the bin exists, and then you buy the gamma seal and you attach it. So
We chose green.
I love the green. I love your T-shirts. I
Green
love
is
your
good.
green is good, and I love your design of your T-shirts. Beautiful, and that's a great looking bin. Very clean looking.
thank you
and
very much.
So what's the cost? If I'm a local homeowner here in the DC metro area, what does it cost for a weekly pickup?
So our base rate is $32 a month. If you sign up for a year, you get a month off. So even
It's
cheaper.
$8 a week.
$8 a week, or just a
To
little
make
bit
the
more.
world a better place with you guys.
Exactly. Yeah, we think it's very reasonable.
So we're here with the owners and with Kevin, the crew leader, and we're here with the owners, Ryan and Brian of Compost Crew. To learn more about Compost Crew, go to compostcrew.com, compostcrew.com. Talk about your journey as social entrepreneurs, 2011 until now. What have you learned that you didn't expect? What happened for the worse that you had no idea it could have happened? And what luck broke your way to make this thing come together? Because there's no entrepreneur, whether you're Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, that didn't have breaks that went for them, and they wouldn't be here but for those breaks, and didn't have breaks that went against them, and but for some act of God or something else, kept them afloat for those near-death experiences. Talk about some of yours.
So the thing that immediately jumps to my mind is from some unfortunate turn of events, the favorable terms on our lease on the first truck dissipated. So we had to buy a new truck. We didn't have that much money. We bought a used 1997 Chevy 2500 for about $2,500. Constantly in the shop. After about 8 months, this is our only thing we can use to service customers. We can't service customers, we lose all our credibility. So we needed to keep this going. 8 months, the engine craps out. We got a mechanic, he says, you know what, I got an engine, I can't warranty it, but I put it in your truck, get it running for another $2,000. So like buying another new truck. 8 months later, almost to the day, that engine craps out. And we thankfully had enough cash at that point, we're buying a new truck. That's what we've been using since then.
Good decision.
Great decision. It's been,
Never missed a day, never missed a pickup, never missed a start since then.
well, we won't say we never miss a pickup, but we'll turn back around and grab it if
Right.
we do.
What advice? We have thousands of listeners every week, both across the United States and across the world, that want to be the next change makers like you, the next disruptors like you guys. What advice do you have for mission-based people that just don't want to make a living, which is important, but also want to make a difference?
Patience. You need patience and perseverance. Like you said, there's going to be breaks going your way and breaks going the other way, and you just have to just continue on your path and understand that these things are going to happen, and that you just have to, find a way to make it work. Use a network of people that you are developing as you're starting out to help you along the way, because we found that as we are growing, people liked what we were doing, liked our mission, and would just support us in any way they could. If it is like, oh, okay, we'll be flexible with you. Like, our customers are amazing. As we've grown, they've been so patient with us. They've, given us advice and other things that help us just grow into a better business and help us service them to the best that we can. And so just patience, perseverance, and rely on your network. Do not be afraid to ask for help.
Speaking of network, what about social media? Do you guys leverage social media to get the word out and to grow your brand?
So I'm going to let Kevin talk to this because
Kevin,
he's our
jump in
social media expert.
You're the guru?
He's the guru.
All right.
Goal with our social media is to reach as many people as possible. We go through Facebook, Instagram, our Instagram, Twitter. We're also doing Pinterest, and our goal is to reach our customers in addition to anybody beyond our main core that'd be interested in joining the Compost crew. So that has been our goal. Currently, we are working with Gigawatt for some support, which is a local firm for social media, helping with our social media. And long term, we expect to continue to try to bring on new members onto those social media outlets and for those people to eventually sign up as they learn more about the service.
That's great. That's great. So social media does play an important role.
It's about sharing content that people that would be interested in our service would be interested in general. You need engagement. Posting stuff doesn't mean anything. We've had posts over the years. You get 2 or 3 people that even view it, maybe a like here and there. Kevin does it. We got 500 person exposures, 20, 30 likes, sending content that people enjoy and getting the brand out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What does mom and dad think of all of what you guys are doing?
Very supportive. Very happy. Enjoying our service.
Is there any downside for composting wherever you live in the United States or the world? Is there any downside?
I don't think so, no. Composting is very easy. I mean, it can be as simple as just throwing things into a pile and mixing it a little bit and leaving it, or it can get complicated to where you're processing it in the most efficient manner. But no, it's a natural process. It's like, think of it as like the forest floor. It's just breaking down slowly over time and feeding the earth again.
And we have no reason to be filling our landfills with all this material, right?
No reason whatsoever.
I mean, so
No reason for landfills,
thank you.
ultimately.
Any final thoughts before we say goodbye for today?
Just like to say again, thank you very much for having us on the show, John. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And check our site out at compostcrew.com and email or call us if you have any questions. We'd be happy to get you signed up.
Again, today has been Brian, Ryan, and Kevin. They are the Compost Crew. And as Ryan said, go to www.compostcrew.com to learn more about their great service or sign up. Hey guys, thanks for making the world a better place. You all are truly living proof that green is good.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.